Going on, guys? This is the S&P Minute. So moving forward, I'm going to keep this video format. Monday's the big show. We're going to separate Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum in a crypto video, and then we'll have the market video, S&P, NASDAQ, DAX, all in the market video, two separate videos. And then every Thursday, I'm going to give you a quick and brief update. So if you like this stuff, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into the S&P. What do we know about the S&P other than the fact we have been on a ripper? And if you've been watching this channel since April of last year, you are very glad that you watched this channel. But if we look at oil, oil is what the story is all about, because on oil, if we break out with no deal with Iran, everything's going to retrace. I say this every week, but it remains true until we know about the deal. If we get a deal, oil's going to collapse. You're going to continue the rally into July. So what is the macro risk? We know it's oil, but let's hear about how the negotiations are going from the president himself.
Is the ceasefire with Iran still on?
Well, you know, there's a reason for everything. And we hit them pretty hard. In that part of the world, ceasefires when you're shooting in a more moderate manner. The negotiation itself has gone very well, actually. It might not happen, you know, who knows? But if it happens, it could happen like over the weekend.
That wasn't a bad definition of a ceasefire in the Middle East, you know.
It's not.
It's like fairly accurate.
When I go to sources and I'm like, how is a ceasefire holding? They're like, Amory, it's the Middle East.
Precisely. So here's the latest.
And this is the hope as articulated by the president. Every week, it's almost the same headline. Could be close to a deal. Will we get there? I don't know. But how is it affecting the price on the charts? If you look at the price on the charts, this is our symmetrical chart playing out to a T. Guys, the S&P has been incredibly easy to predict. If you've been watching me, I've gone over the different concepts. One of the core concepts is market symmetry. We look at 2,650 point up waves, 1,350 point down waves, 2650 up, 1350 down, 2650 up, which is why I was so confident in giving you that 7,500 max bull case target a year ago, over a year ago. And now what we're looking at is the summer rally. Get the deal. We're going to 77, 7,800, possibly as high as 83.21. So if that is true, then what is the core question? Because we have SpaceX coming up with an IPO. We have liquidity being sucked out of crypto. Crypto videos coming out next. Liquidity being sucked out of crypto. So what is the core question a lot of money managers are asking about this rally? Well, let's ask my friend Chris Verone.
The question that I'm trying to figure out, are the impaired stocks or the impaired groups, are they weak because they're truly impaired, or are they weak because they're just not AI stocks? And I think that's the big question of the moment, because we've been in this highly rotational market. I think that continues, but you do have to just be aware of some of these little cracks around the edge.
I personally think to get the rotation, because you hear that narrative, it's all about AI. Are the other stocks weak, as Chris was saying, because they're not associated with AI? I think to get that rotation, you have to get the deal. If you get the deal, higher prices are coming, not only from just the sheer euphoria of finally got the deal, more money will pile in, and look specifically at the things that will catch a bid that were unloved. Look at some of the tech that was dragging. Look at Meta starting to push up a little bit today. We did the same play on Microsoft in the Discord a couple of weeks ago and called a 15% pop to the upside on Microsoft. There will be money rotating if we get that deal. By the way, you want to check out the Discord, you can click the join button right there on YouTube. Go to our website, marketmakers.trade. Guys, you can join right on YouTube for the pro videos. It's $15 a month. Get my updates all throughout the week, as well as our block state update from Ricardo. He's fantastic. And trade these markets on SimpleFX. If you live outside the USA and Canada, no other exchange that I know of is giving you up to $5,000 real money to trade on SimpleFX. Check that out. Links in the video description. So here we are on my max autism chart. If you guys don't know what all the emojis or icons are, I went over it a couple weeks ago. I'll go over it again next week on the big show. But where are we right now? So if you understand the psychology in the market, right? Fear and greed and doomerism, then you'll understand what this means. But we're on a rocket ship historic rally. As a matter of fact, if this week finishes up, the 10th up week in a row, the strongest rally in S&P history since the early to mid 1980s. Over 40 years. That's how historic the rally's been. Next key level on the fib. How do you know if your fibs are working? 7,000 played out beautifully. 9% pullback. 7,500 max bull case played out beautifully. Pullback. And now we're at support right around 7,500. If we continue higher, 7,800 is the next key fib level. And then, of course, 83.21, that's just north of 8,000, matches our trend line, which unlike a lot of people's trend lines, actually caught the top for the 9% pullback. And this also, by the way, tops you out in July. The same thing you've done 3 years in a row. Rally out to July, but you need that catalyst of a deal getting done. Deal gets done, money rotates. You'll see SpaceX come out. You'll see some sectors drop. You saw that on Broadcom today, just as an individual story. You'll see some sectors drop, other sectors pop. But if you continue up, 77, 7,800, max bull case 83.21 for the summer rally, topping in July, just like we historically have done. And if you just go back to my previous chart, what do you get after you top the symmetrical chart? 2650 up, we'll be outperforming that. 1350 down, where does that take you? Right back to 7,000 on a big retracement. That is a 16% drop if we top in July, right in time with the midterm elections, as well as testing the Fed and all that BS that you hear as a narrative, when really it's all about patterns, fractals, cycles. Guys, check out the Bitcoin video. It's up next.